What's up, YouTubeites? Welcome to Lords of the Long Box presents the CovrPrice top 10 for the week ending
9/18.
Wow. I think this week is officially fall. So there you go. So I feel I think
it's starting to feel like it over here.
An autumn Lords of the Long Box YouTube auction for fall, because
ready.
we always
I got a Werewolf by Night. I'm ready to put up for auction.
We always got Black Friday sales, but all right.
October.
So while you guys are congregating, sorry, first one that made the request gets it. So while you guys are congregating, you guys get to get some Doobie Brothers. So long train running, baby.
I'll start. 1, 2, ready.
Where would you be now? Where pistons keep on turning and the wheels go round and round and the steel rails are cold and hard and the mountains they go down. Without love, where would you be right now? Without love.
Such a classic,
Where would you be right now without love, right? Oof. That is the age-old question. Speaking of age-old, Darkside Jedi, say what's good to the people.
Yo, what's good? Tuesday nights, top 11. It's the best on YouTube. I say it every week. Let's get into it, because I think we got some good stuff this week, man.
Speaking of getting into it, Nemesis Prime, say what's good to the party people.
What's going on, everybody? Yeah, it's a good list this week.
Yeah, you just don't click off the wrong thing and just get off the screen. Once again, boys and girls, welcome to Cover Price. This is Lords of Long Box presents the Cover Price Top 10 Plus One, sponsored by our friends over at CoverPrice.com. Go to CoverPrice.com for your price guides, collections, and trends. And this here top 10 list we cover every Tuesday at 6 p.m. Pacific. And the Shaker Show every Thursday. So, so also sponsored by our friends over at My Slabs. Are you tired of paying outrageous seller fees? Go over, sign up on My Slabs and join the 1% Revolutionis. And this week's list is interesting. Will Dakota North make it on the list?
Whoa, what is the chances?
Oh, God. I will drop my motherfucking mic.
Listen,
just kidding.
That's
you know what?
It hit. Come on, it hit.
Well, you know,
it may not have hit for the reason, but it hit.
Hey, man, it doesn't matter. Sometimes you spec and you spec for the wrong reason, but you know it happens.
Hey,
so there you go. So, but hey, where there's smoke, maybe there's fire. Who knows? Maybe we'll get Dakota North. And I'm hearing there may be something. So tune in, maybe not this Wednesday, but next Wednesday. I think Wednesday is the day we're going to be doing Letters of the Long Box with Mikey Sutton. So we're going to go back to that format of seeing if we can get some long-term spec lists and some answer your viewer questions. So I think it's going to be Wednesday. It's going to be me 3 days in a row. So Wednesday at 6 p.m. So sorry for anybody.
A lot of TiVo.
Oh, yeah.
Too much TiVo. Speaking of too much, let's get right to it. As always, this is a top 10, but there's one book that doesn't quite crack the top 10, but it's worth an honorable mention. What do we have this week for the runner-up?
Well, we get a pretty pricey book, Amazing Fantasy number 1000, the Humberto Ramos cover from D23, the 60th anniversary variant. So 3 covers exclusive came out for the attendees to Marvel Comics celebrating 60 years of the Amazing Spider-Man's D23 panel. There were only a few available while supplies lasted. There was a 60th anniversary cover with Mickey and various Marvel characters, a 100th anniversary cover with Spider-Man and Mickey and friends, and then there's the ultra-rare black and white of the 100-year cover. For the 60th anniversary variant, we tracked 7 copies sold last week, 7-day uptrend of 123% with a high sale of $335 for a raw copy. This all takes us back to 2019 when Marvel did this for D23 and produced the first appearance of Mickey Mouse with Marvel characters on the cover of Marvel Comics 1000. Congratulations to those willing to face the D23 craze, wait in exceptionally long lines, and attend the Spider-Man panel. Obtaining these was no easy feat.
Yeah, I mean, it shouldn't be a surprise to anybody that, you know, this showed up since the last one. And, you know, there were some shenanigans that, you know, during the last one. But, you know, yeah, I mean, for those who are able to make it. So basically, there's a D23 panel similar to Hall H. So, you know, it's pretty, I mean, it's probably smaller than Hall H. So these are even more exclusive. I don't know if that's correct. Yeah, more exclusive. But anyway, Amazing Fantasy number 1000. You see, it even got the dogs barking. That's how hot it is.
That's super hot.
The Humberto Ramos D23, the 60-year variant. Yeah, that's a little Mickey holding a mouse there. We got a little bit of everybody on there. That's you know, don't sleep on these D23 exclusives. But then again, after the pandemic, don't sleep on anything, actually. All right, let's get right to it. What do we got for number 10?
Iron Man 219, and this was on the same spot last week. This book is related to the long-anticipated cast and team announcement of Thunderbolts, finally revealed at D23. The group's core members are Valentina Allegra, Dave Fontaine, Ghost, Red Guardian, U.S. Agent, Taskmaster, Winter Soldier, and Black Widow. That's Yelena Belova, if you're keeping score. Keep this in mind, though, as we continue to go through the top 10. This particular issue is the first appearance of Ghost. We tracked 16 copies sold. It had a 7-day trend of 114%, and it had a high sale of $140 for a CGC 9.6. And fair market values for raw, very fine copies are going for $28.
There you
Still
go.
Moving.
Double spec, so we shall see. I mean, it's interesting Thunderbolts team that they have assembled. Speaking of Red Guardian, I was watching the Harbor version of Hellboy last night, and when I originally saw it, I was like, "Man, this movie's kind of shit." But then I watched it a second time. I was like, "You know what? It's not that bad." I mean, it's ultra gory and a lot scarier than Guillermo del Toro's version of Hellboy, but it was not bad to watch. I mean, unfortunately, they never made a sequel because there was some end credit scenes that lead to something. I mean, there's a character named Lobster Johnson that
Nice.
needs to get more recognition. Lobster Johnson was a badass in that movie. I mean, they went a deep dive into the mythos of Hellboy with that one. So number 10 on the list is Iron Man number 219, CDC 96.6 for 140 bonards. All right. We'll just wash, rinse, and repeat. What do we got for number 9?
Yeah, we're just continuing with D23 stuff. So, Truth, Red, White, and Black, number 1 from Marvel Comics in 2003. Marvel finally dropped some of the cast announcements at D23, including the return of Isaiah Bradley, who first appeared in this book. Marvel led the groundwork in the first season of Falcon and Winter Soldier, and they seem to be looking to build upon this character. His first appearance has seen some heat behind it. Welcome sight for many collectors after the cool down that ensued after the conclusion of that series. We tracked 19 copies sold, 7-day uptrend of 103% with a high sale of $200 for a CGC 9.8, with current fair market values of raw copies around $35. 3 for 3 on D23.
I thought I had this book, but I made the mistake of like sorting my comics because I was looking for all my Dakota Norse, and I was like, where the hell is my Truth? I guess I had sold it during the Lord's auction, but too bad. Anyway,
Damn.
we can always talk about our losses. Number 9 on the list is Truth, Red, White, and Black, numero uno. What do we got for number 8?
Spent a week on losses, man. A week. Anyway, this is Ghost Rider number 1. This is from 1990. Ghost Rider saw a resurgence in the 90s, introduced to a whole new generation of readers upon the release of his second series. With it came the first appearance of Daniel Ketch, who later became the second Ghost Rider. Ghost Rider also happens to be a prominent member of many iterations of the Midnight Suns, an IP that just received a video game and one that has a ton of potential in the MCU. With the original Ghost Rider's appearance costing over $2,000, many collectors shift their focus to something more attainable. We tracked 21 copies sold this week at a 7-day trend of 94%, with a high sale of $335 for a CGC 9.8. Near mint raw copies look like they're going for around $28 right now.
Damn.
I have 2 copies of this.
I have a raw signed copy.
Ooh.
I don't know who it's signed by though. I gotta find out who it is.
I'm going to say Howard
Probably
Mackey.
one of the I think. Yeah, I'm not sure which. It's been so long since I looked
when
at
Ghost Rider comes, it's gonna pop. Are you guys hearing and seeing me fine?
it. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
just got a weird message in StreamYard saying having trouble connecting. Please check your internet. So whatever. Anyway, number 9 on the list, or number 8 on the list is Ghost Rider number 1 from 1990. Okay, remember 1990. This is the first appearance of Danny Ketch, which a lot of kids grew up on this one. They don't know the Johnny Blaze version. Personally, I don't like this motorcycle, to be honest with you. And don't sleep on Alejandra Jones as well. That's another version of Ghost Rider. So, and we had that on a long-term spec list. All right, number 8, Ghost Rider number 1 from Marvel, 1990, 335 bones for a 9.8. Yes, I need to submit to CGC finally.
Both, man.
I went through and I was like, how many books I had to submit? I have like 100 books. I was like, you know what? These are actually probably considered keys now. I was like, shit, I should probably submit them. So I'm gonna hit up a presser and see what I can get. Justin, weren't you telling me the turnaround times are really fast, or who was it?
Yeah, that was me. I've been getting like 1 week turnarounds on non-fast track moderns, which is bonkers.
That is nuts. That's crazy. 1 week. So see, remember when they had the new hires? I told them it's going to take a while for them to get ramped up, to train everybody. But once it does, people are going to go, ape shit. It's going to go, they need to, because they had really bad PR with the turnaround times, the acetate fiasco, and all that stuff. So hey, at least one shiny thing. You know what I just realized on this? What's weird, odd on this cover? See if you guys can point it out.
Spider-Man on his head being sideways.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, normally it's weird that it's sideways, right? I mean, I just realized that right now. Pretty interesting.
Huh.
So, all right. Number 8 is Ghost Rider number 1. All right. This is one of my favorite covers. What do we got for number 7? Shout out to the girls from Near Nirvana who highlighted this book last week on their show.
So you got Man-Thing number 1. Talk about my Man-Thing from 1979.
Hey,
First
now.
appearance of Man-Thing was pretty far out of reach for many collectors, so the community has been split on what to collect next. That doesn't break the bank. So Man-Thing number 1 isn't particularly known by the public at large, leading this to be an excellent entry point after word spread publicly about the little blink and miss it type of thing in the trailer that showed off an upcoming Werewolf by Night Halloween special. However, this won't be the first MCU Junt, as his likeliness appeared in the Grandmaster Citadel and Thor Ragnarok. Last week tracked 21 copies sold, 7-day uptrend of 121%, high sale of $150 for a CGC 98, which I feel like is low, and fair market values on near mint copies is only $16, which I still is also pretty low.
Yeah.
Seems real.
Yeah. So don't get this confused. This is volume 2 of Man-Thing. There's a volume 1 of Man-Thing as well. So this is the you can tell because this is the frightful first issue, but it's still a dope cover. I love how the red really pops on this cover for a it's Copper Age, I guess, right? 1979, right on the border there. But
Yeah.
I mean, Man-Thing. I can't believe they would actually do that. So, I mean, everybody thinks a Man-Thing is just like this thing, he burns
A
people.
muck encrusted thing of, or what was it? The muck encrusted. I don't know.
He's
there's a
actually important in the multiverse because
mockery, the muck encrusted mockery of a man.
Yeah, he has the ability to open portals to different dimensions. That obviously he's the guardian of the nexus of all realities, and so the nexus of all realities has been teased in I think in WandaVision. So who knows? Maybe because Man-Thing isn't just because Swamp Thing is kind of like this vegetation, protect the wilderness, blah blah blah. Whereas Man-Thing is kind of a mystical creature that can create portals. So there's a little bit more depth. But
If you eat Swamp Thing's tubers, you'll trip. Just saying. Just saying.
Magic Man-Thing shrooms. All right.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
All right. Number 7 on the list, Man-Thing number 1 from 1979. What do we got for number 6?
Well, look at this. Number 6, Blade Runner number 1 from back in good old 1982. And plain as day, Blade Runner is a classic. It spawned numerous remastered editions and a sequel in Blade Runner 2099. Blade Runner 2099 didn't quite achieve cult status, but it was well received for the most part. Enough that Amazon Studios tapped Ridley Scott once again to develop a sequel TV series. Naturally, the market couldn't help but zero in on the comic book adaptation. It's too early to tell if this show will be lost amongst the other Blade Runner pieces of media like Tears in the Rain, or if it will carve out its own place in the lexicon. But until that conclusion is reached, the market has spoken. We tracked 22 copies sold. It had a 7-day trend of 118%, with a high sale this week of $41.67 for a raw copy. If you're looking for fair market value near mint, it's around $29.
Interesting. Yeah.
I didn't know about
Jesus
this
Christ.
news either.
Yeah. I mean, Amazon has the money to make it correct. I mean, because you got to think Blade Runner is on, heavy on the special effects, right? Say what you will about the Rings of Power, if you like it or you hate it. But it's absolutely gorgeous. The actual visual effects that they do on it and everything. It's so hopefully they do it well. The last Blade Runner with what was his name? Ryan Gosling. That was a trippy ass flick, man.
Yeah, I liked it. I liked
Yeah.
it. It was
I got to
cool.
watch it again. It's been a while. I gotta watch both of
Yeah.
them back to back. Really,
They tied
Yeah.
it in awesome. They tied it in really good.
Yeah, Maxie Drax was in it, dude. If you recall, what's his name? Batista was in that Blade Runner film.
Yep.
I remember that. Yeah. So number 6 on the list is Blade Runner number 1 from 1982. What do we got for number 5?
man, the D23 book's still hanging around. Incredible Hulk number 250 from Marvel Comics 1980. Marvel and Disney sure know how to make the waves, often dropping tidbits of information that launch lesser-known characters into the forefront of discussions. Well, they did it again with a character named Sabra. Her first cameo appearance was in this book, with some added controversy behind the character and her origins. Go ahead and Google it after this show. It's a receipt for increased sales in the aftermarket. How significant role we'll know is very unknown so far, but that won't stop collectors from taking a chance on the character, keeping this book on the top 10 2 weeks in a row. We tracked 19 copies sold last week, 7-day uptrend of 141%, and a high sale of $259 for a CGC 9.6, with current fair market value in near mint copies about $60. More so, I think really it's a badass Silver Surfer cover.
Yeah, it's a
Oh,
sweet
yeah.
cover. Love it.
Yeah. Yeah. I have a copy that my LCS held for me, and unfortunately, it's not any high grade, but who knows, man? Maybe flip it raw during a Lord's auction. You never know. Or
Hey.
maybe I'll get it graded and I'll put it on My Slabs. Oh, perfect segue. Let's hear from our
Boom.
sponsor, My Slabs.
The platform designed by collectors for collectors just got even better. MySlabs.com is proud to now feature dedicated sections for both raw cards and raw comic books. Browse over 100,000 slab collectibles, authenticated by the industry's most trusted grading companies. Then check out a massive selection of sealed wax and now raw singles and raw lots. Join a passionate, no-nonsense community of nearly 50,000 members and enjoy some of the best buyer and seller protection in the business. And as always, MySlabs offers one of the most disruptive pricing models in the hobby, with seller fees as low as only 1%. So the next time you're forced to pay 10%, 20%, or more to sell something from your collection, head over to MySlabs.com, the low-fee marketplace, by collectors, for collectors.
There you go. If you're tired of paying 15, 20%, then, join My Slabs and put your slabs up on there. And they also do grading trading cards and all kinds of goodies, man. So, man, there's just so many different platforms nowadays that are selling stuff. It's just mind-boggling how big the hobby has gotten. So, all right, number 5 on the list, Incredible Hulk number 250. Wow, I got another book on this list. What do we got for number 4?
Wow. Marvel presents number 1. And this is a holdover from last week, too, I think. Marvel strikes again, sending the community into a minor frenzy with a trailer for the upcoming Werewolf by Night special. Disney Plus has now added a page for the special event, confirming that the location will be at Bloodstone Temple after the death of its owner. And that owner is likely Ulysses Bloodstone, who debuts in this issue of Marvel Presents. We tracked 24 copies sold this week at a 7-day trend of 117%, with a high sale of $175 for a CGC 9.4. Raw fine fair market value is about $25.
Yeah, I mean, I was specking on this book for a long time now because we had it on a long-term spec list, and it was Elsa Bloodstone as well as what's his name, Ulysses Bloodstone or what have you. But but I love these. Like I don't know how many times I can say I love these anthology series. Marvel Presents, Marvel Preview, Marvel Premiere. I mean, it goes on and on and on. There's some gold there in them there hills. So number 4 on the list was Marvel Presents number 1. Bloodstone from 1975. I wonder why I put mine aside. I got to check to see if it's worth slabbing or just sell it raw. Sometimes, if it's better off just sell it the raw, as opposed to slabbing it. So we'll get into
baby,
that.
I like it raw. Oh, baby, I like it raw.
Thank you for the ODB impersonation, Ryan. Thank you very much.
Welcome,
All right,
welcome.
what do we got for number 3?
We got a new book here. Wow. Midnight Suns number 1, the Kevin Eastman 1-in-25 ratio variant for Marvel Comics came out just last week. So Kevin Eastman is a comic legend who helped bring one of the greatest, if not greatest, indie comics to fruition. It goes without saying that his name carries some weight with fans picking up his work when they can. Recently, Eastman returned to do some work on this Marvel book, which hasn't happened often. This 1 in 25 ratio variant has added bonus, of course, featuring the new Midnight Suns, comprised of Blade, Wolverine, Magic, Spirit Rider, Nico Minoru, and of course Zoe from Strange Academy. All the characters with a dynamic following amongst the community. We tracked 40 copies sold last week, 7-day uptrend of 95% with a high sale of $35 for a raw copy with current fair market values in near mint condition at $21.
I have like every variant but this one of Midnight Suns. So damn it. Let me read those notes again about this because I'm curious to see if it's the first appearance of the character that's in the video game.
Which one?
Well, in the video game Midnight Suns, there's a character that's created for it. She's basically
she's not in it yet then.
Yeah.
No.
But
it's all the characters pretty much already been there from last.
But I would say continue to add this to your pull list because my feeling is they're gonna debut. They're gonna put her in the comic. You know what I'm saying?
Agreed.
So look out for upcoming issues of Midnight Suns for the first appearance of the. I forgot. Anybody in the live chat? Tell me what the name of the character is. She's the main protagonist of the video game. I already forgot her name. But when you watch the trailers for the video game, you'll see who she is, and she looks pretty badass. So the name escapes me right now, but I've been like just saying, video games, movies, or TV shows come out first, and then Marvel will, and then the comic book comes out afterward, and it's kind of like the cart leading the horse, or the horse leading the cart. One of those sayings, expressions. I don't know, man. What am I in the cowboy days? Anyway, number 3 on the list is Midnight Suns. Number 1, the Kevin Eastman 1 in 25 variant. Very distinct. This is not your typical Marvel motif or style for a cover. You know what I'm saying?
No.
Yeah. It looks very Eastmanish. All right, we got for number 2.
Well, here it is. Amazing Spider-Man 503. And we know that Loki is coming back for a second season. Season 1 absolutely shook the multiverse, with Kevin Feige confirming that is the route Marvel will take for the new several phases. What shenanigans will Loki, Sylvie, and Kang get up to in Season 2? No one knows. This book features the first appearances of 2 characters, Tess Black, the daughter of Loki, and an immortal sorceress of chaos, Morwen. The community sees the high probability of Loki crossing a timeline and running into his daughter, albeit with no factual information, and they've acted accordingly. Not to mention the possibility Loki will have to deal with the fallout of Multiverse of Madness, hence the additional sorceress speculation. Once again, only time will tell, but this is the kind of lower risk book the community has been picking up as of late. We tracked 57 copies sold at a 7-day trend of 140%, with a high sale of $23 for a raw copy. You can get very fine copies for around $8.
There you go.
Wow.
The Hunter, thank you, Peter Porker, is the new name of the new character. I think she's the daughter of Lilith or something along those lines. It's I'm trying to it's in the trailer. But yeah, it's a female character, and I think her name is the Hunter. So look out for that, because I have a feeling, in the Midnight Suns, she's eventually going to pop up. Because why would they put it, if the video game is popular, then the comic book becomes popular. We've seen it with Fortnite and these other video game things, so it's only a matter of time. So number 2 on the list is Amazing Spider-Man number 503. Shout out to Peter Porker for the dropping the knowledge on us. It's the Hunter. All right, what do we got for numero uno?
Oh, Sabra's back. The Incredible Hulk number 256 from Marvel Comics 1980. So we touched on Sabra already, but we still have to mention this lesser-known character has topped the charts 2 weeks in a row with this first full appearance. The community is highly interested in Sabra and her potential. It's been a while since the community has had a character which they could scour the $1 and $5 bins before visiting the aftermarket. We tracked 25 copies sold last week, 7-day uptrend of 384%, and had a high sale of $349 for a CGC 9.6 with a fair market value, even in fine conditions, of $66.
Yeah, actually, I was mistaken. This is the one I don't. I don't have the Incredible Hulk 250. I have
I got a
256.
stack of Hulks I got to go through.
Yeah,
with all these
so
Hulk books coming.
this is the whole first full and cameo argument. So they consider Hulk 250 her cameo, and then in 256 is her first full appearance. If you take any stock in that, so Incredible Hulk number 256, first full appearance of Sabra in a number 1. Wow. I can't believe this book is. Let's see how many weeks it's going to stay on here, man. But yeah, this was literally a $1 book not too long ago. So, all right, boys and girls, that's it for today's show. Go check out our friends at Nearing Nirvana. Sorry, I didn't have. I forgot to add them in the redirect. But if you just click on the link in the live chat, it'll take you right over to them. They're starting right now, matter of fact. So right after our show, go check out and support the ladies of the Long Box over there in Nemesis Prime. Any last words?
Yeah, of course, check out the latest episode of the Comic-Con podcast on all your major podcast platforms. And this Saturday, I have my 2,000 follower giveaway on Whatnot. So if you're not already following me, or if you are following me, check it out this Saturday. Tons of giveaways, tons of great books to sell, bangers, as well as some free stuff. That's it.
All right, 2,000. That's incredible. All right, Dark Side Jedi, any last words?
No, that's awesome, Justin. Congratulations on 2,000, man. No, everybody had a blast this week. Let's hope we have a cool list next week. We will. I know we will.
As we will. All right. So we'll see you Thursday for the Shaker Show. Make sure stay tuned for announcements. We're bringing back Letters of the Long Box with Mikey Sutton on a Wednesday. Not tomorrow, probably next Wednesday. We're still working out the details and figure out, so go and look at the last Letters of the Long Box. It was a while ago. Post your questions in there or on the Geekosity page. There is also there's an ongoing forum about asking questions that we can answer for you. So hopefully we can give you some insider information. So go check out our friends at Nearing Nirvana. They're live right now. They're doing a Daredevil show.
Nice.
So yeah, go support the ladies of the Long Box. And until next time, boys and girls, keep digging in them long boxes. Peace out.
Peace.
Shake it, make it, pull it back. Oh my God.
Hold on and get some, boys.
In the great hall of the Justice League, there are assembled the world's 3 greatest heroes, created from the cosmic legends of the universe. Their mission, to fight injustice, to right that which is wrong, and to serve all mankind.
Now that's a name I've not heard.
In this, you shall know that the Lord is upright.
Shake it, make it, pull it back.
In this, you shall know that the Lord is upright. In this, you shall know that the Lord is upright.
Go on and get some, boys.
Jack, here's the deal. I'm the best there is.
In this, you shall know that the Lord is upright.
What's in the box?